Why am I telling my story? The mission behind the Healing Corner with Dimples D. Hello everyone, this is Dimples D with the Healing Corner with Dimples D. Can I ask you something? Have you ever looked at someone who always smiles? Always encourages everyone else? Always seems to have it all together? Only to find out they were carrying pain you never knew existed. For years, that person was me. People saw my smile. They heard and saw my laughter. They saw me loving on everybody. But what they didn't see was the little girl inside of me who was still hurting. Today, I want to share something different. This is in another chapter of my story. This is the reason I'm telling my story. Many people may wonder, why would you share something so personal? The simple answer is because I don't want someone else to spend years suffering in silence like I did. I want to make something very clear. This channel is not about blaming anyone. It's not about exposing my family. It's not about proving who was right and who was wrong. Every family has different experiences. Every person has their own perspective. I'm simply sharing mine. The perspective of the little girl who lived it. Because I believe there are other little boys and little girls who grew up, became adults, and still are carrying wounds from their childhood. If my story helps one person begin to heal, then every tear I have cried while recording these videos will have been worth it. One thing I have learned is this. You cannot change what you don't know exists. There were so many things nobody explained to me. There were words I didn't understand. Conversations I couldn't follow. Questions I didn't even know how to ask. Instead of asking for help, I stayed quiet. I nodded my head. I smiled. Because I didn't want anyone to think I wasn't smart enough. I spent years believing that asking questions meant something was wrong with me. Today, I know better. There is no shame in learning. We all learn differently. We all grow differently. We all arrive at understanding in different seasons of our lives. Some person may learn something at 10 years old. Another person may not learn it until they're 50. Neither one is less valuable. They're simply on a different journey. One of the reasons this mission is so important to me is because I remember what it felt like to suffer in silence. I remember sitting in remedial classes. I remember being laughed at. I remember pretending I understood things that I honestly didn't understand. That shame followed me for many years. Today, I know I wasn't stupid. I simply learned differently. At the age of 54, I finally learned that I have ADHD. It didn't become an excuse. It became an explanation. For the first time, I understood myself with compassion instead of criticism. That changed everything. I also want to say something to the people who always seems as the strong one. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is carrying the heaviest burden. Let me repeat that. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is carrying the heaviest burden. Just because someone is smiling doesn't mean they aren't hurting. Sometimes the person encourages everyone else needs someone to ask, Are you okay? And if someone asks you for help, please do not let them feel small. If you don't know the answer, give them a map. Point them to someone who can help. Because your strength may be someone else's weaknesses. And their strength may be exactly what you need one day. That's how God created us, to help one another. Growing up, I was taught that family secrets should stay inside the family. I understand protecting your family. But I also believe there is a difference between exposing people and sharing lessons that can help someone else heal. I'm not sharing every detail. I am sharing lessons. Because that's pain that stays buried often continues from one generation to the next. But healing? Healing can begin with one honest conversation. That's my prayer for this channel. That it becomes a safe place. A place where people don't feel judged. A place where it's okay to ask, what does that mean? A place where people don't have to pretend anymore. A place where healing, hope, and growth become possible. If you walk away from this channel with one thing, I hope it is this. Don't let shame stop you from asking questions. Don't let shame stop you from asking for help. And don't let someone else's opinion determine your worth. Let me say that again. And don't let someone else's opinion determine your worth. Remember, what happened to you may explain your wounds, but it does not define your worth. Thank you for allowing me to share my heart. My prayer is that every story I tell gives someone else permission to begin their own healing journey. This is Dimples D with the Healing Corner with Dimples D. Healing is a journey not a destination. Jesus loves you, and so do I. God bless.